Charmy, what them people be saying?
On the dead homies on my soul, the baby crying. It's my baby. And it just came out of my stomach. Period, on my soul.
This is Matthew 5:37. It says, but let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. For whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil. Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahweh Shai. All praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Yahweh being the name of the Father, who people ignorantly call God. Yahweh Shai is his son, who people ignorantly call Jesus. Bahashem, Rakakodash. That's in the name of the Holy Spirit. That's where we get our revelation, our knowledge, our wisdom, and understanding. Peace and blessings to you, Akim, out there that's constantly fighting the good fight of faith. Lord will to the end. And double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught us his truth. And Lord will this lesson be edifying to the elect. Going in today on let your yea be yea and your nay, nay. You know, I'm going to read this in the NLT and it just makes it even more clearer. It says, just say a simple yes, I will, or no, I won't. Anything beyond this is from the evil one. We got to, really keep things simple. And one way to, to keep ourselves from getting into lying and, over expounding and just doing too much is just to keep it simple. Somebody asks a question, it should be a simple yes or a no. And then if more explanation is needed, it'll be asked. But a lot of times Jake want to beat around the bush instead of just coming straight forward and just saying yes or no, and want to come with all kind of excuses and reasons, and just a yes or no is sufficient. According to the scriptures, that's how we should get down. That's how we should deal with one another. All right. So I'm gonna just bring out a few scriptures, and Lord willing, let's be edifying to the hopeful elect. Let me get Colossians chapter 4. And this that's why this truth is it's a full spectrum of how to be. It's not just one way, it checks our whole being. It goes with the spiritual, it goes with our physical, it goes with having integrity, being a man of integrity, being a man of your word. That's very important, because you got the majority of Jakes in the world. A lot of them are liars, man. But then you got those that they try to use that, all I got is my balls and my word. And you got some that really stand on that, but overall, majority of people, are what they say, compulsive liars. They just constantly saying more than need be. So this is Colossians chapter 4. That's why you do business with certain people, and it's horrible, because they'll say one thing, but you'll get a total different result. You'll deal with a mechanic or, a plumber or whatever. And a lot of times the job, whether it don't get done like it was supposed to, when it was supposed to, and we understand that for different things that come up. But even with that, you gotta, you could do courtesy calls. But especially with us moving in this truth, man, on how we deal with one another, and then also with how we deal with those in the world. We should be found blameless amongst them. It shouldn't come about that, he part of the, he with y'all. That dude's a liar, or she's a liar. That shouldn't be our MO. To the world, it should be we just found blameless. Like, they pretty much can't say too much or nothing about us, whether they don't know or what they do know. You know, it's like they be on the up and up from what I see. This is Colossians 4 and 6. It says, let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man. You know, how we conversate with people. We not just unruly. We may say little, you know, which is good as well. You know, you don't have nothing to say. Hey, we just keep it pushing. We're not trying to overexert ourselves in conversation with, especially with uh, the average Jake out here. You know, they don't have too much substance in what they have to talk about. It's just about the same money, hoes, and clothes. And said that's all the nigga knows. That's all you know. Speaking about music and sports, just things that just don't have no value to it. All vanity things of vanity. Clothes. You got dudes now they getting their nails painted and wearing purses. So you know it just like is to be a man now is far and in between. You know, you don't see and deal with too many that are just like, okay, and that don't mean that you the super tough guy, but just being a man of substance, somebody that got some integrity. You know, your word means something. You not always have to say something. You know, like quietness is is an art. Being quiet is an art. Even though at times we need to speak. You know, we have to speak up at times, but you know, majority of, especially 2/3, man, you see all these platforms that's out there, and they got this saying. I'm gonna show this little clip. It probably was in the beginning. I'll put it. You got this little what where they always saying on a dead homie. You know, they always gotta have something that to believe what they're saying. They saying put it on my my dead homie. And it's like, come on, man. Our words used to mean something. We didn't have to put it on nothing. We just, you may shake a hand and that would be it. What I said, it meant something. So jumping over to this one, this is John chapter 8 and verse 44. 'Cause now Jay, he's saying a whole lot of nothings. It says, John 8 and 44, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth. Hey, this is Esau. You know, Cain killed Abel. You know, so hey, and who is that? That's Esau, man. It says, he was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. So when we being, if we had that spirit of being a liar and a deceiver, hey, that's the spirit of Esau. That's that damn being a liar is like that. And what we have to lie for? Your back get put against the wall or something, especially if you did something that was, that was off. Hey, it's best just to fess up, just to be honest. And we got to, that's really when we have to man up. Yeah, we might have did something that was wrong that wasn't right. Hey, we have to fess up to it. Because having that fear of man is it's not good. We shouldn't fear man. We should fear, the Heavenly Father and what he can do. I'm gonna jump over to this one. This is Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 25. It says, wherefore, putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor, for we are members one of another. How we deal with one another as the brothers, we gotta be completely honest. You know, Jake wanna tell half truths. That's a whole lie. We can't be, have partial truths or not saying it all. So you figure if we not saying it, then then that's I didn't lie because I didn't say nothing. Nah, that's being deceptive. That's being a deceiver. We want to be fully honest with one another. We don't want to yike one another. That's when we dealing with the world amongst us. Hey, we shouldn't be that way. We shouldn't be conniving where you just like, man, I don't know about this. It should never be I don't know about this. It shouldn't. Well, of course, because you're gonna have infiltrators and all that. So we got to be on our P's and Q's. But all in all, when we deal with each other, it should just be open communication where it's just like, okay, it's somebody asks you a question, yes, no, all right. It's very simple. When it started, you start elaborating but this happened and a bunch of empty words. Then that's when someone could start looking at you sideways. This is Colossians chapter 3 and verse 9. It says, lie not one to another, seeing that ye have put off the old man with his deeds. That was the old us. Just lying. Sometimes lying, you deal with Jake in the world, they lie just for no damn reason. On a dead homie. They lie just for no reason. I didn't even ask for that information, but you gonna lie. What's the point? Just to uplift yourself to make you feel, better than what you really are. We are who we are, man. We can't hide who we are. But that goes to being really honest, and that's why we don't deal with just everybody. We keep our circles close. Because you deal with Jake in the world. Hey, that's why we don't deal with them, because we know how they get down. We remember how we were prior to, and especially if it was whether it's friends or families from your past, they ain't changed. They ain't a part of this truth. They haven't changed. Majority of them, they still the same. This truth really have you do a 180. And if Jake ain't came into the truth, then he really ain't gonna have no truth in him. I'm gonna get James chapter 5 and verse 12, and I'm gonna close it on this one. James 5 and verse 12. It says, but above all things, my brethren, swear not, neither by heaven, neither by the earth. Yeah, you don't have to say on my dead homie, on God, on my mama, on me. Jay gotta put it on everybody, but just words just not enough. Just me saying that. I'll be there. I'll be there at 8 to pick you up, or whatever the situation is. Yeah, I'll make sure I'll pay you back. I'll pay you back on Tuesday. It says, but above all things, my brethren, swear not, neither by heaven, neither by the earth, neither by any other oath, but let your yea be yea, and your nay, nay, lest ye fall into condemnation. I'm going to read it in the NLT. It says, but most of all, my brothers and sisters, never take an oath by heaven or earth or anything else. Just say a simple yes or no, so that you will not sin and be condemned. Because that's what happens. You begin to lie. So sin, you begin to sin. Like saying, instead of biting your tongue, like, all right, man, let me just shut up. Yes, no. Gotta, go into it and then start. That's when you begin to lie. So it just is a simple yes or no will suffice. That's good enough. Lord, will this is edifying to the elect out there. With that, all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone that taught us his truth. Peace and blessings to you, Akim, out there fighting this good fight of faith, Lord will, to the end. Till next time, Lord will. Shalom.